myself. Throw a flag on the plate, man, somebody get the ref.
Sir, I got one question for you. What are those?
Don't worry, Stephen will happily explain those concepts to you shortly. But before he does, I would like to share some information gathered from a research article titled Non-Thermal Effects of Therapeutic Ultrasound, the Frequency Resonance Hypothesis. Journal of Athletic Training. Studies investigating the gross effects of acoustic streaming and cavitation on cells shows that ultrasound first injures the cell, resulting in retardation, and then initiates a recovery phase by increasing protein production. So, now that you have all been retarded by this video, please prepare yourselves for a recovery phase as Group 4 now presents to you, non-thermal ultrasound. And please hold your applause until the end. Thank you.
We can have the robot say whatever we want. It's really easy to do. Just cut and paste the text.
I am the digital version of Robert. I will be explaining on non-thermal effects of ultrasound. A portion of the energy from the ultrasound wave is absorbed into the tissue. The amount of heating is determined by the frequency and intensity of the ultrasound and the type of tissue that is exposed to acoustic energy. A 1982 report demonstrated a direct relationship between the absorption of ultrasound and amount of protein. In other words, as the concentration of protein increased, the absorption of ultrasound increased. In normal tissue, the absorption of ultrasound energy varies depending on the amount of protein in the tissue. Therapeutic ultrasound produces a combination of non-thermal effects which are acoustic streaming and cavitation. Acoustic streaming is the physical forces of the sound waves that provide a driving force capable of displacing ions and small molecules. At the cellular level, organelles and molecules of different molecular weight exist. While many of these structures are stationary, many are free-floating and may be driven to move around more stationary structures. This mechanical pressure applied by the wave produces unidirectional movement of fluid along and around cell membranes. Cavitation is defined as the physical forces of the sound waves on microenvironmental gases within fluid. As the sound waves propagate through the medium, the characteristic compression and rarefaction causes microscopic gas bubbles in the tissue fluid to contract and expand. It is generally thought that the rapid changes in pressure, both in and around the cell, may cause damage to the cell. Substantial injury to the cell can occur when microscopic gas bubbles expand and then collapse rapidly, causing a microexplosion. However, true microexplosions, referred to as unstable cavitation, are not thought to commonly occur at therapeutic levels of ultrasound. Pulsation of gas bubbles may disrupt cellular activity, altering the function of the cell. Early studies investigating the gross effects of acoustic streaming and cavitation on cells showed that ultrasound first injures the cell, resulting in growth retardation, and then initiates a cellular recovery response by increasing protein production. Attraction of immune cells to the injured area. With the early arrival of immune cells to the injured tissue, the immune system can be destructive in nature. When soft tissue is injured, platelets and mast cells are activated and release chemokines, attracting polymorphonuclear cells and blood monocytes, macrophages. Once activated, macrophages produce a unique set of proteins that aid in the destruction of damaged tissue and attract additional lymphocytes to the area. Reports suggest that the non-thermal effects of ultrasound aid the immune response by inducing vasodilation of arterioles and activation of adhesion molecules. Both vasodilation and the activation of adhesion molecules are regulated by signal transduction pathways, suggesting that the ultrasound treatment modified cellular activity by modulating one or more signal transduction pathways. In general, signal transduction pathways are composed of a series of enzymatic proteins that are turned on and off by the addition and deletion of phosphate molecules. Phosphate modifications to a molecule lead to distinct changes in conformation, three-dimensional configuration, and regulate the enzymatic activity of protein. A simple analogy for changes in three-dimensional shape-altering function is a pocket knife. When the knife is open, the blade is functionally available and can cut. However, when the knife is closed, the blade is functionally not available. Similarly, proteins have an active site that can be either available or not available, depending on the three-dimensional shape of the protein. A number of reports have demonstrated that ultrasound affects cells that are centrally involved in the immune response. Specifically, ultrasound has been shown to modulate vasoconstriction, lymphocyte adhesion properties of endothelium, mast cell degranulation, phagocytosis by macrophage, production of growth factors by macrophages, calcium fluxes in fibroblasts, angiogenesis, proliferation of T cells, osteoblasts, fibroblasts, and a number of proteins associated with inflammation and repair for promoting revascularization and bone healing.